Yearwood has just finished giving evidence in chief, and during that process he tendered a CD of 14 recordings that he made on the 13th of March 2020 of what was happening at the time. On those recordings you heard voices of Kit Nascimento, you heard Mr. Mingo's voice, and you actually hear some of these objections that we are speaking about and what was being recited about the spreadsheet and so on. So the evidence continues again this afternoon. He's being cross-examined now. It just began, and we will hear more about that this afternoon. That's where we are.
As it relates to contents of the recordings themselves, do we hear anything that sounds familiar based on what the other witnesses have said in their statements?
It completely corroborates with the evidence that has been given by the other witnesses, that there were disputes, that there were challenges and objections being made, that there was a use of a spreadsheet instead of referring to the SOP, that there was non-compliance with the Chief Justice's order. So you hear these things with the actual people speaking at the time.
And the objections, were you hearing any objections in the recordings?
Yes, you were hearing, in fact, Mr. Nascimento himself said on the recording that you're doing it wrong again. You're not following what the Chief Justice said for you to do. Somebody recited Section 84 of ROPA, and you actually heard him say that if you continue to do this, we will have to go out, we the observers, and make a report about what you're doing. Yes, so that's the evidence coming from the actual words that were taped at the time by Mr. Yearwood.
And who really was being addressed when persons were saying, you know, you're doing this wrong? Who was being addressed?
They were speaking to Mr. Mingo. Yes.
All right, thank you so much.